Hello, everybody, this is Purge, bringing you first-person replay commentary. Going to be playing Spectre today. This is from a replay of when I played Party MMR with one of my friends, Ja. I tanked like a lot of Party MMR in the last week or so, but on the bright side I got my solo up to 5k. So my solo's at 5k now, my party's at like 4.5 or something. I should really start trying a lot harder in Party MMR. But I don't know how you guys feel about it, but whenever I play Party MMR, I always want to just have fun with my friends and pick random shit. I don't want to pick top-tier heroes. And when I get into Party MMR matches, it's like the best place for me to try to play new heroes for videos, essentially, as well. So I'm playing a lot of roles that I don't play very often, like carry and things like that. So I'm learning a bit more about those things, and hopefully I can share that knowledge with you guys. And the other problem is that if you play unranked, the games are like a total crapshoot because MMR is way over the place because there's not a lot of people with high MMR that play that. So it's very hard to get a balanced game, and most of the time you do find games, it's like you have two 4.8k players, and then you have like a 3.3 who's partied with like a 4.3, and then a lot of the times we random or we don't play cores, excuse me, and that leads to us getting carried by some guy that's drastically lower, and we don't play very well in support anyways because we're kind of not trying as hard enough, and I've lost a lot of MMR due to this. So you kind of like have to play ranked to get decent games, but either way I don't try hard enough, so then I end up losing ranked. I would rather play unranked and not try very hard, but I have to play ranked, so that's kind of the problem. So anyways, Spectre is the hero. He is picked fairly commonly in the pro scene right now. I played a safe lane carry this game, and I got ditched really hard by my team, so we'll talk about how to play like that, because I'm sure you guys experience that a lot in random pubs. A lot of random pubs you kind of get ditched into like 2v1 lanes or dual off lanes where you don't just get free farm, and you might be a little confused how to play against that, and I did a pretty good job. I was actually quite satisfied with myself. This game was a lot better than I normally do in situations like this. Normally I just kind of get a little frustrated and I still try to lane normally, but you have to play like an off lane hero if you do get into a bad situation like this. And some games you might just lose it, because if you're the only carry potentially in your team and you get aggro dual lane or aggro tri lane, then you're just gonna have a bad time. But luckily for me, things went kind of okay in the early-ish game, and we had a lot of success elsewhere on the map. So it went okay. First things first, Spectre's skill build is slightly variable, but really not that variable. Generally, you're going to max either your first or your second skill first. Generally, you'll be maxing dagger first because it gives you a ranged nuke. I gotta click on my hero now. Gives you a ranged nuke. It helps you chase and slows your opponent. And you can also farm with it as well. I didn't farm with it very much in my early game, but I should have done that a bit better. And this is usually going to be your starting item build. I actually bought extra regen here, and the reason for that is because we didn't have any supports this game. So I was like, alright, we've got no supports. That means I'm going to need a ton of regen because I'm going to be taking harass from either a solo offlane hero or a dual lane or something like that. So I kind of, the game was weird. This is a good example of us not trying hard. In fact, the last pick there was a random, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Or he picked Pudge. That was our friend, the Clockwork, and Clockwork was Jaw, and the Pudge was one of our other friends. So there was no effort made to have real heroes, and that is part of the reason that we have trouble in ranked matchmaking lately. So if you're going to be left out to dry, I recommend grabbing extra regen over buying 2 Ironwood branches. 2 Ironwood branches is good. Normally, if I was in a normal trial lane, I'd get 2 of those because it gives you 26 extra mana and it gives you 38 extra health and 2 extra last hitting power, which is okay. So 2 Ironwood branches is usually pretty good to get, but in this case, extra regen is the way to go. I like to, when I'm playing carry, by the way, always move out really fast. It is important that you do this. A lot of carries will just sit back here and get ready to block, but it's good that you move over here to protect yourself from the offlane. I do the same thing when I play support. You want to make sure the offlane doesn't easily get a ward down, and if he does come over there, I was not paying good attention here, but if you do see him coming over, you can check to see if he has an observer ward. If he has an observer ward, he'll look at you and be like, oh, I can't just place that because he'll see me place that. A lot of pub offlaners will just be like, oh, there's no way I can place it and block now. And they'll just place it somewhere for vision instead. That's really good. I think that's a huge victory in a pub game if they use it for vision instead of blocking, because very few pub supports will buy sentries. Like, nobody was going to buy... Like, they were not going to purchase sentries this game because we didn't even have a support. So them blocking would have been fantastic. And we actually had an anti-mage against me. So first things first, me last hitting versus an anti-mage is not the best because I think he has Quelling Blade and a Stout Shield. So me killing him when he's standing by creeps is pretty much impossible. I did grab Desolate here. This is the second skill. Sometimes you will level up this up first. depending on the matchups. In the past, you used to do that when you could go Tranquils on and Manta, but you can't do that build anymore because Tranquils don't function the same way. So now it's generally best to go back to one of the older builds, which is Urn with a Phase Boots and Max Dagger. And the reason that you go that build is that you can get kills with it and snowball that way. You do less of a combat build, it's more of like a snowball build. So Ogre and Ben showed up, and I'm going to run as fast as I can under tower range. And I actually did die here, so I should have bought a TP scroll before I died, but this is partially my fault for not watching the map, and this is pretty much when I started doing that. I was like, alright, they're roaming with 2 supports, and I'm going to have a bad time. If I had Dagger, I might have lived there. If I had my 3rd skill, I might have lived there as well. I'm a little unsure, but basically what I have to do now, and this is what I was talking about being proud of myself, is that you have to watch to see where the supports are, and you have to expect that they're going to be roaming around ganking, especially with the lane setups as they are. We end up scouting them out in the jungle here with the Lycan, so I can see where they are right now, and you have to watch the map to see that happening. You say, okay, there's the 2 supports. They're roaming around trying to get a kill on a Lycan. And I don't remember if they were successful or not. It kind of looks like they weren't going to get him. But from here on out, I just have to focus on CSing as much as possible. And this gives me about 15 seconds, 20 seconds until the supports come back top. And this is how they're going to play. They're going to roam between top and roam between mid and go back and forth and try to get kills. I could have grabbed a 2nd skill of my dagger if I was in a normal lane. I would have done that to increase my offensive potential, but since I'm worried about getting ganked, I finished my poor man's shield as fast as possible, and I also got my 3rd skill, which is my my passive. And what this does is it reflects 10% of the damage that you take offensively, so it's basically like 10% damage block of all kinds of damage, magic, right clicks, physical, everything. Poor man's shield with that together make me a pretty strong hero, and from now I'm just going to play pretty safe, and I'm going to weave in and out for last hits, and only sometimes, because at this point I know that the supports are back, and I can say that very confidently now because I can see them on the map because it's a replay. But while I was playing, I didn't really know where they are, but I knew for a fact that they're probably standing right here. And that's why I'm not even going for these last hits, because I know the supports are back top, they're not ganking mid, that means they must either be in our jungle or they're waiting to kill me. So I just sat by my tower because this is the safest place. If they do come and approach and try to kill me, I'll just dagger into the trees and I'll go hide for a bit, and eventually I'll get out again. So unfortunately for me, I have to let the anti-mage get free farm here, otherwise I'm chancing myself dying. That's basically how this is going to work. So, and then I'll do my best to miss all of the last hits, which I was really good at this game. So, max out dagger now because it'll help me get kills when I hit 6. Luckily for me, the 2 Jaw, I believe. I'm sorry, that was actually just Jaw dying there. They did a side pull, which is a little unfortunate for me. And I'm going to spot out the Vengeful Spirit as well. So I have to be really careful here because they can obviously just initiate on me. They're going to pretty much just deny my farm with that. I think it's only 1 Centaur camp though. If it's only 1 Centaur camp, it's not that big of a deal. But I pretty much have to sit back. Oh, one thing I could have done here actually is gone back and pulled the small camp. I don't think I did that enough personally. I thought about it here. I was like, oh, I could have pulled the small camp earlier. But as you can see, they do have a ward here. And I will wait to pull the small camp in a moment. That wave looks like it's pushing, so you have to be kind of careful when you do this. In fact, when I did the small pull, I felt that it was a mistake immediately after I'd done it, because the only circumstances where I feel unsafe is if they have an entire creep wave under my tower, and I don't have a creep wave. So I was able to spot the bench here, and this is pretty scary, because if the creeps spend all their time killing these creeps, that means his creeps are going to go under tower, and then I won't be safe anymore, and they might be able to just take the kill. So instead, I daggered the creep wave because I wanted it to die a little bit faster, and then I moved under the tower because I wanted to make sure that I had the safety of the tower and I also had the safety of my creeps. I'm preparing to get dived here. I'm looking at tree paths. I'm thinking about tree paths, and I'm just going to sit back. And to make this a little better, I daggered these 2 creeps. 4 creeps, actually. Number 1, I got 2 last hits. This is maybe a mistake because now I can't dagger into creeps or into trees because my mana is extremely low, but I was able to kill the creep wave a little faster, and I got 2 last hits out of it, which I think was worth it completely. Because, again, if I have creeps and they don't, they can't dive because the tower will hit them. If they have creeps and I don't, they can tower dive, and I'm much, much, much more likely to die. So I'm basically playing off-lane, safe-lane Spectre, but I'm almost level 6, which is good. And with my dagger maxed out, that's going to give me a 150 damage nuke, 200 at level 4. So I can catch up by getting kills using my ultimate. And that's one nice thing that Spectre allows you to do that some other carries do not. So I was feeling okay this game at this point. 14 CS is not fantastic by any means, and I have died once, but I'm doing okay. Supports are now missing off the map. I'm still going to play really safe. I can't really come forward. It's definitely not very possible. From here on out, I'm just going to be aiming for some kind of a carry item. Like I said, I'll probably go phase with Urn. Urn's really good on Spectre. A lot of carries will grab it right now because it gives you... As Spectre, you kind of need a bit of burst HP to be able to survive the early game. Otherwise, you get bursted a little bit too easily. And by the way, don't bother maxing out your third skill. I don't want you to think that maxing that first is the way to go, because if you go maxing Dispersion, you give yourself a very, very low amount of extra survivability for a bunch of skill points that you could be using offensively. It's actually kind of a mistake to do that, in my opinion. Just trading hits here with Anti-Mage. If I have no mana, it's fine if I trade with him because he doesn't mana drain me anymore, so he's actually not getting that much advantage from it. I kind of wish I had 2 Desolate instead of just 1 because I could have traded a little bit better with Anti-Mage. In fact, if you're on equal farm, Spectre is far superior than Anti-Mage is, so keep that in mind. I don't have to be too worried about him. It's only if I have mana, and I'm not that mana of a resilient, or mana needing hero, and I do a lot of pure damage, so Spectre's pretty good against Anti-Mage if you have equal farm. But the reason Urn's good because you want to increase your early survivability, and it also gives you a lot of offensive potential because it'll give you a dagger for 200 magic damage, and it'll give you an Urn for 150 pure, so you kind of turn into a ranged ganker kind of, and since you can gank globally, you can always ulti. It ends up being really useful. You can guarantee get a kill, and then you get 2 Urn charges that you can use for later. You have to be a little careful doing this though, and I made mistakes on this game, is that I would teleport across the map just to get a kill, and then I would spend forever walking back to where I was safely farming. So it's a little bit inefficient to do that sometimes. I think I saw Venge here. Yeah, I can definitely see Venge. It appears that I will be getting ganked. I did not have mana for a dagger here, unfortunately, which I was a little unhappy about. But I'm still getting some last hits, which is good. I think I bought Urn here. This did not. If I had dagger, this would have been good. Okay, he did get him. We're good. I have to start doing damage because otherwise he's guaranteed gonna die. He actually did a lot of damage right there.
Thy life's weight in mine.
Still have quite a bit of regen. It's one of the side effects of me not last hitting much. I pick up level 8, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, that is 8. And I'm gonna max out Desolate next because it makes my illusions a lot better. Have the walking courier 8 minutes slowly coming to bring me my Urn and my boots. The extra mana regen's actually really good from that as well. Don't be too underestimated about those items. I was a little worried here actually. Mana regen is good, the extra HP is good, the offensive potential is good. Urn is a great item on Spectre. Just make sure that your supports aren't also building it, otherwise it becomes a bit of a waste. I have to be a little careful on the creep wave here. I like standing over here just in case I need to get into the trees really quick. Again, continue regenning. I was a little unlucky with that creep. I should have still hit this once. See, the other one I hit once. If your damage is too high, then you can't hit it once, but my damage is definitely not high enough, so I just made a little mistake. The tower variability was just a little too high, which is why I didn't get that last hit. That second one. So considering the lane's going this bad, I'm kind of doing okay. I was fairly content with my performance. Don't really deserve that assist very much, but... And unfortunately, AM's kept my mana down, so I can't really help if anybody comes to gank. This is maybe another reason that maxing out dagger was a mistake. I'm not entirely sure. Meepo is able to pick up Boots of Travel pretty fast.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now I'll start working on my phase boots. There's one blade attack, and I'm gonna get a stick as well. I didn't really feel very safe against these guys, and getting a little bit of mana burst would be really nice because again, if I get drained, then if I get a little mana drained, having a bit of burst mana regen will be useful. I spot the Venge over here, so I'm like, alright, well, they're still here. I kind of have to run away. At this point, they can kind of dive tower with or without creeps, so I think I went back. I went back to get mana at this point. Oh, I didn't realize this guy was when I was playing this game, this guy was already muted because he was probably obnoxious from some previous game I'd played. So I didn't see any of his comments this game.
Radiant's middle
That explains why
tower is
Jaw
under
kept
attack.
describing themselves as random
Dire's
hookers.
top tower
I mean, they're
is
doing well.
under
They're
attack.
6-2 and 0 and 3-2 and 3 as a dual off lane. Like, they're not doing bad. The silencer has 43 CS. And quite late. I'm gonna ulti for this one and dagger for it.
Dire's top tower is under
Able to
attack.
clean up the kill, and it gives me a level, and that'll finish my phase boots as well. So that was pretty good.
Top tower has fallen.
That was actually a very worthwhile kill in my opinion. Experience and gold gain for me is always going to be really nice to have.
Dire's
You
bottom
kind of have to
tower
do those
is
kill
under
steals. And
attack.
also, really importantly, I got 2 earn charges out of it. So that also fulfills, I didn't talk about this before, but I should have, when I was talking about the early items you need as Spectre. A lot of people kind of, in the past at least, they felt like you need a burst HP item. And some people would like say, oh, I'll just get drum. That gives me HP. And in some ways, that's correct. Like, drum is good because it gives you HP, but the problem with drum is it doesn't give you HP regen over time. So if you stay out on the map, you're going to take damage from creeps, or if you're jungling, you're going to take damage, and having a little bit of regen can go a long way towards keeping you on the map. And that's why Earn is so good, because you can use it offensively, but you can also use it defensively. You can heal yourself for 400 HP, so if your HP is a little low, you don't have to go back to base to heal. And that's why regen is so important, because if you have to go back to base to heal, you're wasting time that you're out farming on the map. So Earn is great for that. It's only 900 gold, it gives you HP, it gives you damage, and it gives you map sustain, which is all really, really, really important things it means. Even regen. It's like the perfect Spectre item, kind of. In the past, people would buy Vanguards on Spectres and things like that gave you some bonus HP, but Earn is a really good settle for that. It's like very cheap and gives you a little bit of everything you need and can situationally do everything. So I would have loved to be in this fight, but I didn't have my ulti, and I definitely don't want to run across the map. I maybe could have TP'd. I don't think this is worth TPing to a tier 1 to start a fight. If I can be right on top of them immediately and guarantee my contribution, it's good. But if I can just sit up here and get free last hits and push the lane in the meantime, I think this is the best thing that you could do as a Spectre at this point. So from here on out, you pretty much just farm towards Radiance. Radiance is almost always the build to go. It's not very good against both Meepo and Anti-Mage, but because they have fairly high magic resistance, especially Anti-Mage, but it's not that bad against Meepo. I've got my ulti here. I'm looking for... I could have maybe gone on that. I think I maybe should have gone on the Jakiro. But he went Darkness pretty fast, so I wasn't entirely sure how safe he was. I probably should have gone for it, though. I believe. Yeah, I think I could have. I definitely could have killed him. There's no way that I couldn't have killed him. I would have daggered and earned, and that would have been like, I don't know, 300 damage or something like that. But I think I might have died afterwards to an enemy carry or something like that. So that's why it's a little scary. Sometimes you don't want to chance that. I had a lot of troubles figuring that out, whether or not it was a good idea to go for kills this game. Meepo is definitely somebody I have to be really scared of, because Meepo in the early game is fantastic against Spectre for a couple of reasons. He kind of counters a lot of my abilities. In fact, he counters my second skill, Desolate, and my third skill, Dispersion. Desolate only works, it only does bonus pure damage if the target I'm hitting is by himself. So there's always going to be a bunch of Meepos, so basically my second skill never does anything. My third skill reflects damage, and it spreads it evenly to the heroes around me, so if there's a lot of heroes, it doesn't do very much damage. I was actually really scared that Meepo was going to come over here. This is really stupid. I knew that he was going to come. I tried to teleport myself. Oh, good, I got to that illusion. That Orb of Venom messed me up. I still got a level out of that, which is pretty nice. I knew that if I didn't use my ulti and get out, I was 100% gonna die. And I did that really slow. I felt like really weak on mechanics this game. I don't know, maybe I ate something that like made my body food coma or something. But my reaction, regardless of my reaction being slow, if you get caught by a Meepo as a Spectre in the early game, you're gonna die. You have to get out. There's like no... Because he's gonna chain net you, and then you're in place for 6 seconds. All of your nukes, like your offensive capabilities, are extremely limited against him before you get items. So like, you're committed. You're committed to fighting this guy, or you have to run with your ultimate. That's the only way to get out. Or you could TP as well, but he's just gonna net you. So, Meepo is really tough in the early game if you're a Spectre, and I've seen a lot of games where Meepo will just go to town on a Spectre. So you have to be very careful in the early game. Meepo is a good counter, at least early. Late game, it's still pretty good counter, but not as big, depending on what items you have. Because getting things like butterflies and maybe even a BKB helps a lot against a Meepo. So, Whenever I can, I will be pushing. We do have a lads here, so
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
we can try to take this tower. I actually have a lot of bonus damage now, and I'm about halfway to my relic, which is good as well.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower
Ulti in
is
30
under
seconds, so I
attack.
can go for another kill. Your ulti illusions, or any of your illusions actually, will get desolate. I daggered over there, by the way, because that's usually where people will stand when they're approaching to initiate. I should have daggered a little earlier, because the tower is pretty much dead by the time I daggered, but it's a good thought. I just didn't execute it on time. And I'll queue up my Radiance. Who got the last hit? Nobody. We suck. Alright, I should have really tried to get that last hit, because that's like 250 gold. It's like actually a lot of gold if you don't get a tower last hit. I should have pulled here actually instead of jungled. If I would have pulled, I could have gotten 2 camps of experience and 2 camps of gold instead of just me right-clicking one of these creep camps and tanking the damage. Now it doesn't take that much damage, and I've got urns to back myself up, but it was a mistake not to pull here. The pull also would have gotten the lane under control really fast, would have denied a wave of experience, and would have been a really good thing. Also, I kind of have to use an urn on myself now. I don't remember if I just said that or not. I've also got my ulti ready to go. Unfortunately, I got netted here. God, Global Silence is so nice.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Look at that
attack.
Desolate damage, isn't it huge? I thought I could maybe beat the anti-mage there, but then Ben showed up and nuked me and I was really dead. That was even probably a bad fight. Yeah, he's got Battle Fury already. He's way ahead of me in farm. If he had like a Claymore maybe, I could have beaten him, but against a Battle Fury there was actually no way, not with my skill build. If you're going one-on-one with an anti-mage, you don't need your dagger, you just need Desolate and Dispersion, and I only had Desolate. So my chance, that was really stupid to fight him. What I should have done, I think, is I should have daggered through the Meepo onto the Venge, and then targeted the Venge. And I might have been able to pick up 2 support kills instead of just like the Meepo assist and the Jakiro kill. So I played that wrong, and that was a good example of me going to a fight and then dying afterwards. Like, it's good that I showed up to the fight, I think, but after I got the Jakiro kill, I needed to get the hell out. I should have ran probably down here into these trees and TP'd home. Would have been the smart thing to do. So, but I didn't do that. I could have used that snowball to continue snowballing, but instead I just died, and that's not okay as a carry. So that's probably something that I'm not careful enough when I'm playing hard carry. You have to be greedy while still playing safe. You can't like let yourself die in the early game, because if you just like snowball slightly in the early game and then also have your good farm catch up with that, then you become a really big force in the mid game. Instead, I had to like rely on myself outplaying now because I ended up slowing down my GPM a little bit. It's really important that you don't die when you play carry. Ulti in 10 seconds, so can't really help out here. And again, it wasn't really my fault that the anti-mage got that much in the safe lane. Like, I only died once. I probably shouldn't have died that one time, but if anti-mage has a tri lane, I'm not going to get a lot of last hits. But I needed to adjust my playstyle to compensate for that, and I didn't do that this game. So it's really scary. That was really close. That was so close. I would have had to use my ulti there if he landed that second one. The second one was so close. Not safe to farm top now because Meepo's there, so I'll go mid instead. This is a pretty safe place to farm as well since it's tier 2 mid. My Radiance is going to be fairly late, but it's not bad considering the lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Meepo dying for nothing, didn't even have to TP for that one. With Meepo dead, I shouldn't be as scared here. And now I'm going to back off and I'm going to go top now. So, top waves pushed in, you show up for that. Make sure that in times like this, a lot of lower level players, what they'll do is they'll jungle because it's safe and they know they'll get gold. But it's almost always better to go for lane last hits, by far. It's like not even close. Lane gold is far superior than jungle gold. Unless you're like a Lycan or something, you have a ton of physical damage. There's a couple heroes that can jungle. If there's stacks at this point in the game, you can jungle faster. But if you don't have very much farm and you're not the right kind of hero, it's by far better to go for lane last hits. considered ulting for this one. Actually, I already did ulti for that. So, got my relic from that kill. I actually sent the courier really early to the secret shop because I assumed that I was going to be able to get a kill, honestly, because I knew my team was moving around. I could steal a kill, that'll secure my relic, and then I'll have that item a little faster. Some of these I maybe shouldn't have stolen. I could have maybe let Jaw take the kills instead, but I don't think it's that bad to accelerate your Radiance a little bit, and that's kind of the purpose of the earn build anyways. I've got a lot of earn charges now, which is really nice. Here's an example of all the waves being kind of pushed and jungling and being kind of inefficient. It's really not very fast to jungle, so I should have been his bottom actually. I don't know why I didn't TP. I should have TP'd already. Yeah, I just saw it now. I don't think I felt, I don't know if I felt safe farming there or what, but I think they're all by Roshan, so I don't know if I felt very safe. That was why I didn't go. It's a good opportunity to earn myself, and that wave's all pushed out now too, so not the best circumstances for a Spectre farming. I remember in Dota 1, I used to play Spectre a few times, and I would like do the slowest Radiance ever. I would like get a Vanguard with like brown boots, and I would just jungle until I had Radiance. And it would take so long, and I just didn't have any concept of it being slow, so I would just do it sometimes, and I was like, oh, I don't know why my Radiance is so slow. It was really so bad. That's one of my Dota 1 memories. Literally just Vanguard brown boots, and I would just right-click creeps until they died. And you would never lose HP. So I like didn't die, but it was like the slowest farm ever. That's an invisible anti-mage, guys. This is one way that you can jungle faster with Spectre. You dagger through your creeps to the next camp that you're going to. Oh, this looks scary. I'm gonna earn the Venge here, so it'll get a little bit lower. Thinking about ulting. Wasn't gonna get him, but I found the Venge instead. Just dagger towards the Jakiro. Should have ran left, I think. If I would have ran left up the hill and then TP'd, I think I would have lived. Running to my fountain was a mistake. So that was a pretty big mistake for me. I shouldn't have died there. I did okay in the fight. I wish I would have ultied a little bit earlier. Like as soon as the anti-mage engaged, I wish I would have ultied and gone on the Venge. I think that would have been a lot better. I mean, I still got my Radiance out of it. I bought out before I died, but I didn't need to die there. And like this death and the death here, like if I didn't have those, it would have drastically changed the game. Like drastically, because then I would be something like 4-1 and 6 instead of 4-3 and 6. And I would have had my Radiance like a minute faster or something like that. Would have been a huge difference in the game. Like really, really big difference. Shaving deaths off as a carry. That's 40 seconds I'm not farming. That's like gold that I'm giving to my opponents both times. Like it's a huge deal. So while things were kind of okay here, they could have been like way better. And that's basically due to map awareness. I wasn't aware enough of my surroundings that I could immediately make the right decision to go the right way. So make sure that you're always watching the fight and you're seeing where things are. Really important. I didn't really know where to go here, so I was just going to run in the jungle. All the lanes were already covered by people, and jungling with Radiance is actually really fast. So you'll be doing AoE damage the whole time, and there's usually a lot of creeps, and you can pull them to yourself a little bit faster, things like that. Almost got my ulti as well, so I can be using that in a second to go for really easy kills. That's why Radiance is so good, because it goes off on your illusions, so whenever you ulti, all of the heroes in the game are going to be taking the Radiance burn, and it prevents their blinks as well. That's one. It's good against Meepo for that reason, at least. And the Radiance will kill them all off. I'll go to the next camp. Thinking about ulti in this. I did ulti this. I don't think this was a good idea though. I did dagger the Jakiro there. And that's worth it, I think. My ulti for a kill is going to be worth it. I got way too scared here. I got chain netted here, I think. I did that fight real bad. Luckily for me, Desolate goes, it's like Blade Mail, it goes off before, before you die. So with that last bit of damage, it reflected in an AoE, and I was able to kill the Meepo before I died. So I got experience from it at least. That was good. That was really good, actually. That kill. But that's not like 3 deaths. That fight was just bad. I got way too scared there. See, I wanted to just dagger and run, and then when the Meepo jumped back in, I felt like unsure, and I should have just ran right in and hit the low Meepo, the one that got hooked, and earned him as well. I didn't do that fight very well. So from here, I think Jaw said just get a heart, but I was like, nah, I want to make a Manta style. So I worked on a Manta style, I think. It ended up, the reason that heart is so good against anti-mage, because remember what I said before about when I have no mana, anti-mage is actually not very good against me, because he'll have bonus damage from like Battle Fury and stuff, but I still got damage protection, and he's not getting bonus damage from the mana burn. He'll ulti me, of course, but it only does so much damage. So just increasing your overall HP is really good against anti-mage, and against Meepo as well, it's pretty good. Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure if Manta removed the Meepo net, and upon review it does not, so I still built it this game. I didn't review that until I built it though, so I wasn't entirely sure, but it does not remove the Meepo net. You can dodge some things with it, like Venge Stun for example, and if you jump on a support and you Manta style, it's a little bit better because the Mantas, again, will get Desolate damage, but I think this is another problem. Again, we have so many cores that sometimes I have to split lane farm with somebody else, and that's a little unfortunate. If we had a support, this game would have been a bit easier. But either way, my Radiance is still finished. That's useful to have. And I can farm everywhere a little bit faster now. How much damage do they take? Double or something? Yeah, they do 30%. It's pretty good. Yo, they definitely smoked. There's a lot missing on the map, so it doesn't really... We played with like no wards the whole game as well, so... Oh wow, they were actually all there. It's terrifying. We saw this Jakiro over here. So we're getting ready to set up on this guy. I think Pink called for this game. So. Felt like he was quite out of position. God, I did not do this well at all. What I should have done, I should have ran to the bottom right as soon as I got the kill off, and then waited 3 seconds to dagger through these trees. Man, every single time, like literally every fight I got overwhelmed. I got so scared from the Meepo and I didn't react properly. Like every single fight when things went bad, I just froze up and didn't go the right direction.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
So
attack.
that's easily the worst thing that I did this game. Was consistently made those mistakes. I really thought it was more an itemization, but it was honestly more in these kinds of deaths. I was like, afterwards I was like, oh, I shouldn't have gone for that gank there, but I think it was okay. I just needed to run the opposite direction. I should be anticipating the Meepo being at every fight where I gank somebody by a creep wave, so I have to always run the correct direction to get away from him, and I wasn't doing that. I was not making good teamfight decisions essentially. Like all you have to do with Spectre is right click people and then get out basically in the early game, and I was not I was not doing that part good enough. That was really close. And again, if Meepo ever gets in trouble, I can just show up, go for the kill. Also saves me a TP, that part's kind of nice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I can go back to farming. No creep camps. Maybe could have pushed out the bot lane instead of gone for this jungle camp, but that's fine. We're also starting to encounter the main thing that's kind of broken with Meepo is that despite him being 6'10 and 3, he's pretty much always useful. There's never really a case where a Boots of Travel Meepo isn't useful. Just because he can get around the map so fast and he respawns so quickly, he constantly puts pressure on every single lane. It's really difficult to deal with. especially if he's a hero that counters some of our carries. Like if we have people that can solo kill him, then it doesn't matter. But against like a Spectre, for example, where he can stop me from moving consistently, or a Lycan where he can stop Lycan from moving, Meepo's a really good pick. Lost our silencer again, unfortunately. I think our silencer is like 3, 7, and 6. Yeah, so that was our mid hero. Not doing very well, but silencer's not very good against Meepo either, so I kind of understand. And that's like by far the best way to kill Meepo. If Pudge hooks one of the Meepos, and then I can just right click him for like 2 seconds before the other Meepos show up, he's probably lost too much HP at that point to live. So.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Taking a little ignite damage here.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Always go for the supports first if you can. See, I thought fighting the anti-mage there was possible. I think it would have been if he didn't have Manta. Because you notice when he started attacking me, the illusion started dying really fast, and that was due to my 3rd skill. But I shouldn't have fought there. That's another... God, I had so many stupid deaths. Had so many stupid deaths this game. And I'm done for another 60 seconds, despite us getting a triple kill. Like, if I just would have left... if I just would have killed the ogre and, like, walked away or something, it would have been so fine. Instead I was like, no, I'm gonna test myself against this anti-mage, and then he like blew me up because he has like a freaking Battle Fury Manta Abyssal Blade. He's got so much more net worth than I do. Like if we compare, that's what I should have checked. I was like, what's our net worth? He's got 8,000 gold more than me. Maybe I shouldn't try this. Like, I'm not used to him having so much. Like in past games, when I played Spectre against AM, usually Spectre's like fine. Like there's not really a lot of points in the game where the anti-mage is stronger than the Spectre. But since this guy had like easy safe lane farm, and I'm dying way too many times. I mean safe lane in the fact that he got free farm and he's been doing well. I fucked up. That's what I'm trying to say. I really shouldn't have fought him there. And I shouldn't have died like the other 3 times. There's just a lot of mistakes this game. It looks like my score is good, but honestly I've played pretty terrible in my opinion. So anyways, because whenever I die I usually make stupid item decisions, so I was like, yeah, I'll buy a Yasha, and then once I have a Yasha I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I might as well finish the Manta. So I went to finish the Manta, and again, you know what, yeah, the itemization was really not that big of a loss here. Like, it was really about the deaths. Like, the itemization was not the reason that things didn't go amazing. Kind of want to chase this guy down all the way. That was a really bad ice path. Had to use my ultimate here to secure this kill, but I got it. Also did a lot of magic damage over there. I didn't want to show up to that though. I was hoping to get one of those so I could have my Manta, but unfortunately I wasn't at that fight. I killed the Jakiro by myself, but the rest of the fight did not go very well.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I'm just going to finish my Manta here. There we go. So, things that Manta gives me. More people to Desolate. I can dodge some spells. Gives me stats, gives me movement speed, gives me attack speed. As a whole, pretty good. Looks like we got Avenge out of this. I'm going to try to show up to the fight if possible, but it looks like it's all over. Probably should have sold my Poor Man's Shield at this point and just picked up a TP Scroll instead. I think that would have been a lot better. That's an easy kill. I was hoping to get an experience range so I'd get some gold out of it, but not gonna happen. Let's see, double damage. I did get gold for that one, however. So, our team's net worth is actually pretty good here. Meepo and Anti-Mage are in the lead, obviously, but it's really not. We're not in a bad place. Now, one thing I don't do enough this game, as I usually do when I play Manta heroes, is I don't go around split pushing enough with my illusions. I did a kind of okay mid game here, but I think right here, I should have manted, sent the illusions bot lane to push out farther. I would have gotten an extra creep wave, and I could moved into the Roche area. I think I was the one. Yeah, we were planning on me picking up the Aegis here. think I should, yeah, drop Poor Man's definitely. Poor Man's over Magic Stick, especially if it's like a 10s charge. If it was a 0 charge, I would have dropped the stick, maybe, but it's like 150 HP for an item, so definitely worth keeping. The reason Aegis was good for me here is because I keep doing stupid things to the anti-mage, trying to get kills where I shouldn't, and again, the HP that you have gets reflected as pure damage, so if I have 2 lives, it means that I do more damage. That's completely irrelevant to the fact that my right click is significant. So even if I get blown up right at the start to a Meepo, then I'll probably do a lot of damage reflecting, and then after I respawn, I can probably finish off anybody. It's very unlikely that any hero could beat me one-on-one, even anti-mage maybe, when I have an Aegis. Because I'll kill his Manta the first time he kills me. I'm like almost able to fight him, I think, basically. At this point I finally started using my Mantas. And I sent them around to places. Pretty inefficiently, I might add. So 1 illusion per lane. Right click the range creep to guarantee that kill, and the other one will go to the other lane to be a little annoying. I messed up with that one, it got killed really fast. Or they timed out, I'm not exactly sure. And my net worth could have been so much higher if I just didn't die. Like, I got a lot of good kills, but so many times that I died that didn't need to happen. And I focused a lot more on killing than I did farming this game, so while it looks like with my KDA that I should be doing like amazing, it really wasn't the case. Should have been doing so much better. But since we did have Aegis here, we're going around trying to take a Rex. I think. Kind of seemed like we were forcing it. I really wish I had a TP here. I could have TP'd back and then haunted back in the fight when the fight started, but I really should have been carrying TPs. It's not really an excuse for it. I think I saw a bounty there. Free gold. Silencer went back. I actually didn't click my dagger on him, I clicked on the ground accidentally. Little Manta for bonus damage. Not that it really was needed, but giving anti-mage the right clicks. You know what? When I played this game, when I played that fight originally, I thought that I did the wrong thing, like I spent too much time running in circles, but watching it again, it looked pretty good. But we just didn't quite kill the anti-mage was the problem. This is dangerous for me to stay, because very easily the Meepo could have reinitiated. And in fact, he did. Juke those, alright. And again, this looked really terrible, but it actually was okay. Should have not ditched this guy, I think. Alright, I should have ditched this guy. Run away. This does not look like a good fight when I only have 700 HP. Zay, go home and lick your wounds. Another bounty rune.
I don't know why we're doing this. Can we not?
At this point, I was like, alright, I'm having some trouble with right clicks. Anti-mage is kind of wrecking me. I'm gonna get a butterfly, I think. Yeah. I probably should have still gone a heart. I'm not sure though. Heart helps against Meepo in some ways because I reflect damage, but butterfly means that I don't die. And getting a butterfly with a manta is also pretty good because then it makes my illusions do a little bit more damage. But that's kind of irrelevant. The extra damage that you get from butterfly is like 30 int or something. It's not that much. We got Avenge, but we would have liked Anti-Mage more.
Regeneration.
Dire's bottom tower
Oh, we
is
wrecked
under
that guy.
attack.
Fortunately, now Meepo is split pushing us. I think it was a mistake for me to go back here. This is a really stupid mistake. I don't know if we could have Raxed there. The Lycan went back. I don't think the Meepo would have backed off if it was just Lycan, so I kind of feel like I had to go back. I don't know. But then we lost Silencer here. I'm not sure. I think that was a late game mistake. I make a lot of late game mistakes this carry because I don't know. I'm not experienced enough. I'm a little bit too panicky. So that should be Butterfly, Magic Stick. I should get a TP Skull. Like DPS Spectre isn't really what you want to do, is basically the thing. And in fact, I maybe should have even gone like Daedalus instead of Butterfly instead, because the evasion is good against Anti-Mage and Meepo, but it's not like, it doesn't give me HP in a way, you know? It does though, but I don't know. This build is like too typical DPS, and it's not Spectre enough. Like the build is really just not Spectre-y enough. I think Heart would have been the right choice. I mean, Radiance Heart definitely was the right choice. But going Manta and then Butterfly I think was not quite correct. It did help because they didn't have MKBs, but they also had a Hex. Like Meepo's gonna build a Hex, and Hex counters Butterfly, so in another way I like spent 6,000 gold on an item that during my vulnerability will just be completely not good for me.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You know, the person I should have been using an Urn on is the main Meepo. If I do that, he can't Blink Initiate. That was a mistake as well. I used it there though. At this point, Anti-Mage actually can't fight me very well. Definitely going on the Anti-Mage if I can. There we go. So once I get Butterfly, he actually can't fight me as well, because he's going to be missing 30. This was stupid. He's going to miss me 33% of the time. So at this point, Butterfly was good. So maybe it was okay to get Butterfly. I think Butterfly was actually okay. Considering the items I already had, I think Butterfly was the way to go. Yeah, I think it was okay. It's good with Manta. Could have made Diffusal 2 as well, maybe. Something like that would have been alright.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Look at this high skilled kill, guys. Boom!
Radiant's middle
Good pick up
tower
here,
has
kill a
fallen.
couple creeps. Anti-Mage buys back.
Structures are fortified.
I should have manted before he hit me, because then I just kind of like lost my mana for nothing. Oh, that was unfortunate. They forced me, and then I got hit by the... Still got the Rex though.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
A little bit of an escape there. I think I maybe should have ran back in. I'm not sure. That was a huge bait. That was a really big mistake, dying like that. Also sent the courier to the secret shop here to maybe buy my heart, because I wanted to get a heart. But I don't think heart was going to solve this problem. In fact, I was dead for a really long time. This is a chain of terrible events. I really shouldn't have gone after the Venge. I should have played safe and just went home, I think. That would have been the smart thing to do. But instead I tried to go ham and get more kills. Now we lose like everybody else. We basically lost 3 heroes for nothing there, kind of. Yeah. We should have just backed off. We got the racks, just back off. I got swapped. I evaded the swap using my ulti quickly. Should have just retreated at that point. And then I was like, yeah, we're probably fine. Let's buy a Reaver. But then I looked up and I was like, huh. 3 people are dead for like 60 seconds. I was like, no, it's probably fine. We're so far ahead. That's what I thought. I was like, we're so far ahead. There's no way we can lose this. And we were ahead. 10k gold. That's a lot. 30k experience. That's a lot.
Dire's middle barracks are
And
under
then Pudge bought back, and I was like, huh, maybe I should have bought back. It's like maybe buyback would have been better than a magic stick, or than a Reaver, you know?
Dire's structures.
So that's bad. That was a really good 4-step. Then our Lycan died, and I was like, huh, our Lycan's dead. We're dying one by one, and we're not defending. This is scary.
Has fallen.
Lycan bought back, and I was like, huh, 2 of my teammates bought back because I was too greedy to buy back, and I didn't want to buy back. So this is maybe the wrong choice.
Has fallen.
And I was like, alright, now I'm up, but we just got 2 racks. I was like, I think I should have bought back. instead of buying a Reaver. That would have been a good idea. Oh, that ice path was so good. Alright, but I was able to get him. Alright, so I was like, alright, cool, we got a double kill, I got my Reaver, I made gold, but we got double raxed. Getting double raxed against Meepo is so bad. It's so bad. Cause he's up like so fast, and then if you kill him, he just buys back, and you're like, wait, the Meepo's back already? What the heck is this crap? It's really unfortunate. I love range creeps. I love farming you. Could have blasted this a little bit better, but oh yeah, and these are all rax creeps. So all of a sudden you make less gold. It's just like so bad to get racks. Like I can probably guarantee that if I bought back and fought, I probably could have just gotten my gold back from kills. Oh, this is really unfortunate. They wanted to push mid because the anti-mage was dead, but I was pushing top out, and then the Meepo pretty much just solo killed me because he has a hex. There was actually nothing I could do about that other than not be there, which is stupid. And then I was dead, and I didn't have buyback money. And yeah, so. He died for it, but he's dead for 60 seconds. Like, he actually respawns faster than I do, which is unfortunate. Stupid creep blocked him. Okay, alright. It's a buyback GQ. Good job. Anti-mage is up in 8 here.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
That's actually a really nice call, I like him. We lost Jaw as well, unfortunately. And it looks like we're gonna lose that guy for no reason.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And all this time I'm just sitting here like, God, I'm so stupid. Made so many mistakes. That was good, at least he denied himself to a creep, but he's still dead. Oh, that was a really good blink. And I respawned here, so it's time for me to clean up. I didn't really want to continue chasing the anti-mage because my ability to kill him is like very low. And then I was like, oh, Meepo's over there. I'm really glad that I didn't go over there. Easy Meepo kill, 69 seconds, he buys back. No big surprise.
Dire's bottom tower is under. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
The old Manta and run strategy. Oh, this is... Oh yeah, that's right, I bought a TP to get there a little faster. So I didn't want to wait like the... I didn't want to wait the like 4 seconds it would take to run there. So we got Meepo again. He's only dead for 82 seconds. God, I hate the Meepo respawn time. I hate it so much. Oh, I hate it. Spread the illusions out. Hopefully push all the lanes. Unfortunately, Spectre illusions actually don't push that hard because they only have Radiance burn. But this is our chance to win, basically. What's the Lycan right now? Oh, he's like defending or something. Does he have boots of travel? He does, so that's good.
Middle tower is under attack.
Time to purge.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant. Radiant's middle tower.
Where's
is under
Lycan?
attack.
Lycan, where you at? This was really smart of the anti-mage here. He went to Roshan really quick. I took way too much macro power damage here. This is a big mistake.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I like lost half of my HP to macro power just now. So we killed anti-mage, no problem, but then he had Aegis. So smart that he did that. I'm saving my ulti, because when I die, I can ulti back. What in there? I can't even tell. Oh shit, that I... Yeah, I basically ultied and was like, yeah, there's no way that I'm gonna kill
Is
them.
under attack.
And that was basically it. If the anti-mage didn't have Aegis, they would have lost the game right there. Also, if I happened to buy back and not get 2 racks, we would have won the game. Because we could have delayed the game long enough easily. We easily could have delayed the game long enough. When you're forced into making hasty decisions, like, it just messes things up. So, I could have done a million things better this game. I easily had us winning this game in control of my hands, but I messed it up. We ended up losing 47 points from this or something like that. I lost a lot of points from this game. Alright, I'm gonna get healed, pick up my urn, the extra big damage. Got the real one, no problem. These actually do a lot of damage to me. And it's time to fight. So yeah, 47 points. This is why I lose party MMR. I keep doing like late game mistakes. And sometimes early game mistakes too, but that was a game we shouldn't have lost. That was a win. But anyways, that's how you play Spectre. Try not to die as much as I do. If you're against Meepo, be careful. Generally you buy like Radiance Heart into Manta Diffusal 2 or something like that, but I won like a more DPS oriented build so that I could deal with the anti-mage better, but I probably should have just gone standard. If I went standard, it could have gone a lot better, and if I just didn't die as much, it could have gone a lot better. So, another game lost to Meepo, or 42 apparently we lost. So we lost 42 MMR there. I think I lost 7 party MMR games in a row, and I lost an average of like 33 per game or something like that. So it was a little bit worse than it should have been. Well, if MMR is really cool, but I mean, if I'm throwing, I deserve to lose anyway. So, anyways, that's a Spectre game. Hope you guys learned a bit, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Oh yeah, by the way, I know there's like very few people watching right now, but I'm going to the Seattle LAN this weekend. It's I think on Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. It's a Red Bull LAN, sorry, not a Seattle LAN. It's a Red Bull LAN in Seattle, and the way that they're doing it is they have like 8 to 10 personality players, casters that are playing in the tournament, and what happens is each one is filled with a random person. I think people already bought, the tickets are already sold out for that, but basically random people will come and fill up teams, and we'll have like single elimination tournament. So I'm going, Blitz is going, Fluff and Stuff is going to be there, AUI 2000 is going to be there, Demon's going to be there, Chuan is going to be there, the Malaysian guy that's been playing in China. He won TI2? TI2? And who else? There's a couple more people, I believe. Spitwad from NA Dota is going to be there playing. And I think Gods and K-Poptosis, I believe. That might be most of the people, but it's coming up this weekend. I'll definitely tweet and Facebook out links for that if you guys want to watch it. And pretty excited to go. So just for this weekend, but I'm leaving tomorrow, I believe. So I'm going to try to make another video sometime today, and then hopefully have some stuff to make public over the weekend while I'm gone. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.